Good morning, everyone. It is just around 7:30 in the morning. It is Veterans Day. So to all you veterans out there, thank you for your service. It's greatly appreciated. It is a very brisk 35 degrees out this morning. I got to the trailhead just a little later than I wanted to, but today we are doing one of my favorite loop hikes involving the AT. And just outside of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, there's two vista points called the Pinnacle and Pulpit Rock. It's really not a bad hike. Climbing up can be a little fun. There's a lot of big rocks to navigate. It's a really clear morning, so the views from up there are probably going to be amazing. The way that I make it a loop is I go on the 18 northbound from the parking lot that's on Reservoir Road. And then when you get to the top and you're walking along the ridge, you have a little, not too far of a hike along the ridge, and you have an option to then come back down, and it's sort of like a really rough old service road. This area is pretty popular with day hikers, so they actually do have some decent labeling aside from the standard trail markers, which is kind of nice. Makes it a little hard to mess it up. But we've been climbing for a little while now, and that's pretty much all that's going to go on now is just climb until we get to Pulpit Rock. It's a bit hazy out there right now, but we're getting closer. We just came up this. It's pretty steep right through here. That's straight out. And we're gonna keep climbing right up through that. We have made it to the first viewpoint, and this is Pulpit Rock. It's hazy, but there's still a view. Now in summertime, this is one of the areas in our state that has a pretty high rattlesnake population. It's cool enough today that I would be very surprised to see one out. But yeah, this is the view from Pulpit. So the ridge that we're on, this is what a good amount of it looks like. I just came through like a really heavy rock section. Didn't film any of that because it's not exactly the easiest thing to navigate. And today I'm using my phone, not my GoPro. So I really don't want to drop this in the rocks. About an hour and a half into the hike, and I'm just under 3.5 miles. I'm making fantastic time. One of the cool things about this area is just a few miles away is a hawk sanctuary, which is conveniently named Hawk Mountain. And during certain times of the year, when you're at the Pinnacle, you can get really good viewing of them as they'll fly really close to that rock outcropping, and sometimes they'll land in the trees, and you can just kind of sit there and just enjoy them. Okay, we have made it to where we are going to leave the AT momentarily. So the AT is going to wrap right around that way, and we just came from there. So we're going to follow the ridge out that way until we get to our side trail that drops us down. And this sign wasn't here the last time I was here. Huge pile of rocks. It's one of the little key things that lets you know you're here. So I just checked the stats for the hike so far. Currently at 4.6 miles in. Just hit the 2-hour mark. Making fantastic time. And for my snack, I have this one bar. It's a maple glazed donut. It is a fantastic flavor. And then for my beverage, Upper Hand Brewing Company from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Have their IPA to enjoy today. So I'm gonna grab a seat, enjoy the view, and take a short break before hitting the trail again. Okay, we are on our way after the break at Pinnacle. Now, when you first leave the Pinnacle area and you're going in this counterclockwise direction, the trail does get a little rough, but then it quickly turns into this. And this is what most of the return looks like. Now, if we were to continue on the AT to where Port Clinton is, we would keep going that direction. But we're going to make a left-hand turn here, and we're going to head down this way. Now, this sort of gives you like a little idea of how we started. So, right down here, this is where we parked, and we hiked up and this way, and just worked our way up and around, and then we are there. So we're going to take, that's just my trekking pole. So we're going to take this trail and head right back down and join up with that access road. The cool thing about this is there's tons of water all the way down, which is really nice in the summertime. And along this bank, there's a bunch of backcountry camping sites. And right over there is one of the backcountry campsites. And if I remember correctly, just up that way through some of the greenery here, there's another one not too far away. Okay, right here is the gate. The gate. We are at 3.5 hours and 8.7 miles roughly. This is probably the quickest I've ever done this hike in cold weather. For anyone that wants to do this and wants to park here overnight, that's the information. So yep, you can call that number. But yeah, that does it for me. A nice solid hike on a beautiful day. Gonna load up the backpack and hit the road. I will catch you guys next time.